Well, David, it's good to meet you. Appreciate you coming in. I know you just recently were discharged from the hospital. It sounds like things haven't been going so well for you lately.
No,
Yeah.
that's an understatement.
Yeah, yeah. Would you tell me a little bit about what has been going on and what makes that an understatement?
I tried to kill myself. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. And is that the reason why you were hospitalized?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Would you tell me the story about that day that you tried to kill yourself?
Yeah, everything just kind of came to a head uh, last weekend, and I felt like I couldn't control anything. That was my only option.
That was your only option. Okay. How did you get to the point of trying to kill yourself? Like, kind of give me the lowdown of that day.
It was like the last couple weeks I've been. I just woke up and felt really overwhelmed. Couldn't stop thinking about everything that I didn't get done, that I needed to do, and like I said, I couldn't control anything. I felt like the only way to kind of end all of this is to try to kill myself.
Yeah. And did the thought of, wanting to kill yourself, did it come for the first time on that day, or has that been a thought that has kind of come and gone over time?
It's been ongoing for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What was different about that weekend day that you tried to kill yourself? What was it about your thinking or your thoughts on that day that kind of was different from other days?
It just got so intense. It came on, I feel like, super quick. And it's just like everything that happened during the week before was like, well, I know I'm going to have to face it come Monday. And there's no way.
Okay. So it came on pretty fast that day. Let's maybe start if we kind of back up before you started having the thoughts about suicide on that day. What was going on? Tell me about that.
I woke up and I just started having those thoughts right away. Like, so much to get done. I'm never going to get it done. I'm not doing well at work. I'm letting my wife down. It was just all started pouring in.
Right, so the moment you wake up, you're thinking, I'm letting other people down, I'll never get things accomplished or finished. And were you thinking about killing yourself right away then, or did that come later on?
It was always there. It was kind of always an option. But nothing got better that day. It just stayed par for the course of getting worse and worse.
Okay. So you wake up and right off the bat things aren't going well, and you said it got worse. What happened after you first woke up?
I got up and just laid in bed. That's kind of pretty standard for me. It's hard to get going. Just sit there thinking of everything I need to get done. It's just so overwhelming.
Yeah.
I can't even get out and do anything.
Yeah. And how long were you laying in bed, feeling overwhelmed and thinking you couldn't get anything done?
Probably like an hour.
Like an hour.
Yeah.
What happened next?
I finally got up. My wife had made breakfast, so I got up and ate some breakfast. And then I just went back to sitting on the couch, thinking the same thing, just new location, same thoughts.
Okay, so you're on the couch thinking those same thoughts. What emotion went along with those thoughts?
I was pretty mad. It's like, why can't I get any of this stuff done?
Okay.
I'm letting my wife down, I'm letting my coworkers down. I should be doing things right now.
Yeah. And did you notice while you were mad or while you were kind of criticizing yourself, did you notice any sensations in your body, any physical sensations at that time?
When I think hard like that, I get a pretty bad headache.
Pretty bad headache as well. Okay. What happened after you were there sitting on the couch for a while?
I needed to take the dogs out. If not, they'll go to the bathroom and inside. One more thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I took the dogs out for a walk.
Okay. And how long did that walk last?
Probably about 15 minutes.
15 minutes. And while you were walking the dogs, how was that different from sitting on the couch, criticizing yourself?
It got me to stop thinking a little bit about those thoughts, but they come back real fast.
Yeah. Okay. So about 15 minutes then without feeling overwhelmed and without criticism?
Probably more like 10.
More like 10. Okay. Right, so you got a little bit of reprieve, I guess, from the thoughts. So you come back, and what happens next?
I go straight back to the couch.
Back to the couch.
Yep. Because I had all those thoughts are there. They were rushing in by the time I got back. And so I just sat on the couch, tried to watch some TV.
Mm-hmm. And when you watch TV, what happened?
I mean, I couldn't find anything that was interesting to watch, and so it just kind of was background noise to my kind of ongoing thoughts.
Okay. And about how long were you there watching TV and still having these thoughts and feeling overwhelmed?
Probably like 45 minutes.
45 minutes. Yeah. Okay. What happened next?
I was sitting on the couch trying to figure out, trying to organize what I could get done that day. Was trying to figure out if I could, even go to the kitchen, do the dishes from breakfast, and kind of get things in line so that my wife doesn't have to do everything for me.
Yeah.
But I couldn't even do that.
You couldn't do that. What would you say kind of got in the way of you doing that?
Well, I was just thinking, like, why can't I do it? But why? I have all this other work to do. And so why should I do the dishes? I need to get stuff done for work so that I don't get fired. I need to, the dishes aren't that important, but we could clean the house so that my wife doesn't have to do that. And it was just like, there are a lot of other bigger priorities. Like, why focus on this little task?
Okay. So thinking about all the other things you have to do, and again, there it almost sounds like you're kind of being hard on yourself, and that gets in the way of doing dishes.
Yeah, but I mean, those are things I should be able to do.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so what happened next?
So I went back upstairs and laid back in bed. I was kind of on my way to the kitchen, but never made it and just went back upstairs.
Okay, so back to bed.
Yeah.
And what happens next?
My wife came up and wanted me to help do some cleaning. So I got up and helped her a little bit, but I wasn't really very much there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What was going on in your mind that you weren't really there?
Again, it was like, oh, now I'm, she had to come ask me to do this. I'm not doing it on my own. She's still working and doing all of the chores, and I'm just helping a little bit. I'm not even getting anything done.
Yeah. And so if all that was true, what does that say about you as a person?
I mean, I'm a failure.
You're a failure. Yeah. Okay. All right. Then what happened?
So I helped her clean for a little bit. I went back upstairs. She was going out with some of her friends. So I just laid back down in bed. And that's kind of, like I said, when I tried to kill myself.
Okay. And so while you were laying in bed, how did you try to kill yourself while you were laying there?
So I went and grabbed a bag from the bathroom.
Okay. So you get out of bed.
Yeah.
So you're laying in bed, you get out of bed, and you go grab a bag from the bathroom. Yeah. Okay.
I had to go grab the dust off from downstairs.
Okay. So then you go downstairs and grab dust off.
And then I went back upstairs to the bed, tied the bag around my head, and sprayed dust off.
Okay. And what did you tie the bag with?
I just tied the handles around.
Oh, okay, the handles.
Mm-hmm.
So you, once you tied the bag around your head, like, did you do that as soon as you got back to the bedroom, or did you lay back down, and were you there for a while?
I was probably there for another 15 minutes, just thinking, again, I didn't feel like I had any options, and that's kind of where I ended.
Okay, so 15 minutes before you put the bag on your head, you're thinking, I don't have any options. What else were you thinking about during that 15 minutes?
I was worried about, what my wife would think, but also that this would be good for her, kind of big picture. It might be tough. And then also kind of my family. I know it would be really rough for them.
Yeah. So thinking about your wife and your family kind of got in the way there for a while.
Yeah, for a little bit.
For a little bit. Then that's when you tie the bag around your head. And what did you do with the dust off?
I just sprayed it into the bag.
Okay. And By spraying it into the bag, what were you hoping that would
I
do?
was hoping that it would kind of suffocate me and just kind of get me high and pass out and then suffocate myself.
Okay, so you were hoping you would pass out before, like, you started suffocating.
Yeah.
What was the rationale behind that decision?
Well, I was kind of leaving it up to, fate, if I would die or not. If someone would find me in time, or kind of, seeing if that would do anything.
Okay. So once you do this, you put the bag on your head. What happened next?
So I sprayed a bunch of dust off in there, and I did eventually pass out. And then the next thing I remember is waking up in the hospital.
Okay, so you woke up in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know how you got to the hospital?
So my wife found me. She came home, and she called 911.
Did she come home early or at the regularly scheduled time?
So I guess they were just running a quick errand. So I thought they would be gone longer. So she came home when she was planning on to.
Okay. So when you woke up in the hospital, what was your reaction to surviving?
And I was really embarrassed.
Mm-hmm.
That one, I tried, but two, that it didn't work. And I felt just really awful because I know how stressful and how terrible it was for my wife and my family.
Mm-hmm. And what was your sense or your thoughts about, were you happy to be alive? Were you relieved? Were you angry that you had survived? Somewhere in between, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy I was alive, but I feel like I just still have so much going on that I don't know how I'm going to manage.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I can definitely see what you mean by things haven't been going well. It really does sound like it kind of came to it. It sounds like it's been building up for a while.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've tried to kill yourself, or has this happened before?
No, it's happened before.
It's happened before? How many other times in your life have you tried to kill yourself?
Just once.
Just one other time?
Yeah.
How old were you that other time?
It was like a couple of years ago.
A couple of years ago. And at that time when you tried to kill yourself, was it kind of similar, trying to strangle yourself with a bag, or did you try something different?
I tried hanging myself, but I wasn't super serious about it.
Yeah. Okay. When you say you weren't super serious about it, like, what was different about that first suicide attempt that you don't think was so serious?
Well, things just weren't as bad then, and I don't know, I didn't hang myself well, if you call it that. I was just like, I tied a rope around my neck, but I knew the kind of door frame that it was on and the hook it was on was going to break, so I knew I wasn't going to hang myself.
Yeah. Okay.